Welcome. I called this practice a sweet sun salute, even though it doesn't look much like sun salutes we're used to seeing. But I did that because this practice follows some of the same principles that are generally used in the sun salutes that we see. So my hope is it can evoke some of the same feelings and give some of the same benefits while being tailored to keep pressure off of your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your wrists. So this is a very low impact variation that can be done for most of us at any time. It will all be seated or standing, but the standing stuff could very easily be adapted to stay in your seat if that's best for you. So this video will have a little more instruction, so it won't be such a smooth flow, but my hope is if this feels good to you, you continue doing it until you can just do it on your own in a more flowing way and start to add your own variations that feel good to you. So with that said, let's begin by placing one hand over your heart and one hand over your belly. Relax your eyes, or if it's comfortable for you, close them all the way. Start to tune into sensation in your body. And the feeling of your breath. Now I'd like you to imagine there are now eyeballs in the palms of your hands. And these eyes are looking toward the front of your spine. Watch the movement of breath through your spine now. Now, there are lots of ways to engage with the breath, to imagine the breath. So the way we're going to engage with it now is a way that will help support the movement that we do later. So this in Vina Yoga is called the structural breath, in that it helps our structure move in the way we want it to move. What you may observe is that on the inhale, there's a sense of lengthening through the spine, and that is especially in the upper back. And on the exhale, there's a strengthening that occurs around the spine, and we feel that especially in the low back. So the hand that's on your chest is watching for that lengthening, because it's especially in the upper back and ribs. The hand that's on your belly is watching for the strengthening, because it's particularly the belly muscles hugging back as the diaphragm pushes the breath out. Watch for that a few more rounds. Length on the inhale, and support and strength on the exhale. So the movements we think of as the sun salute are often built around that model of the breath, in that the lengthening on the inhale creates a kind of extension toward the sun, and the hugging in on the exhale creates a sort of bowing to the earth. And that's really how it all begins. So let's start that now. Bring the palms of the hands to the thighs. So the elbows are a little bit bent. The palms are actually going to stay where they are, like they're super glued, but pull back a little bit on them. As you inhale, pull the elbows and shoulder blades back and lift the sternum away from the belly. And now as you exhale, ground the sitting bones down and round down over the legs. Hands go down as far as is comfortable for you. On the inhale, lift the chest, bring the elbows and shoulder blades back, lift the sternum, exaggerating that length. And on the exhale, ground the seat, round forward, exaggerating that, dropping inward. Do that again. This is a seated adaptation of a movement called Chakravakasana. Let's round forward one more time. And now let the inhale bring you back up to your tall seat. Please, once you have a sense of where I'm going with something, then set your own pace. You do not have to rush or wait for my breath. So the next movement is going to start with a little bit of a twist. So turn about half as far as you could to the right. You'll notice I've brought the back of my left hand to the inner leg, and the other arm is touching either the chair seat or the actual structure of the chair back. The chest is aimed out over this right thigh. And you're going to stay in that orientation with the chest as we move through a series of side bends. So on your next inhale, sweep the right arm out and up overhead as you side bend to the left, over this left leg. Use your exhale to find center. And then your inhale to stretch the other way. So I'm hanging onto the back of the chair, stretching the left side waist. On your exhale, come back to that tall seat in a little twist. And inhaling, stretch out the right side, waist and spine. Exhaling, coming back, so you're staying in that little bit of a twist. And that allows us to drop into some interesting muscles in the waist and spine. So on the in-breath, when you're stretching the right side, this is a variation of extended angle. Last time, when you're stretching the left side, this is a variation of reverse warrior. Now come back to the little mini twist. Revolve yourself back to center. Twice through Chakravakasana. Inhaling, pulling the elbows and shoulder blades back. This time when you lift the sternum, if you'd like, you can lift the chin. Exhaling, round forward over the legs, relax the neck. Once again, on the inhale, lead with the chest, coming up, stretching the front spine. Exhaling, rounding forward, stretching the back spine. And now slide back up to neutral. Twist about half as far as you could to the left. My right hand, the back of the hand comes to the inner leg. That helps me get a little leverage for my twist. The arm behind me, it's on the chair seat, it's on the structure of the chair itself. So throughout the side stretches, you'll keep this little bit of twisted orientation so the chest is aimed over the left thigh. On your inhale, stretch the left arm out, up, and over as you bend over the right thigh. On the exhale, feel the spine return to neutral. Spinal muscles draw in. On the inhale, hand comes to the chair seat or the structure. Stretch the other side waist. This is reverse warrior. Exhale, let the spine right itself. So the inhale puts you in variation of extended side angle. The exhale helps you find stability. Inhale, stretch right side waist. Exhale, come back to neutral. Please do that once more in each direction. Finding your own wave-like movement of the breath. And this time when you find yourself back in that little seated twist, Come back to neutral twice through Chakravakasana. Inhaling, elbows back, chest lifts. Exhaling, ground your seat, round forward, drop your head. Once more, please. And now this time, slide yourself back up to your tall seat. So this we would call a seated mountain posture. And if you are not coming to standing today, you can stay in the seated place, mimic the movements of the upper body from seated. It will be no problem. You'll still receive the benefit. Those of you able and willing, please come up to standing. I'm setting my chair off to the side. You don't have to. You just stand in front of your chair facing away from it, as I am going to do, to show you this next movement. So if you are watching this for the first time, I would suggest watch this one. If you've done this already with me, go ahead and start with me and you get an extra. It begins mountain pose. We find a balanced position of the feet, heels more or less stacked underneath the sitting bones. Balance your shoulder girdle right over your pelvis. Relax your arms and shoulders. So here's the movement, and here's the breath pattern. It begins here. My elbows are bent and my palms are facing in, and I'm resting my gaze on the palms of the hands, just relaxed, like I'm reading a book. On the inhale, I reach the hands overhead and follow with the eyes. On the exhale, I bring the torso back to neutral, draw the elbows back and down as the shoulder blades also pull in and down. Now watch this next move. It's like I'm taking a little dive. As we inhale, one hand floats over the other. Hands pull forward as the upper back pulls back. And then as we exhale, we'll come back through this kind of goalpost shape and back to reading our book. And that last goalpost shape is just very relaxed. We're not doing that full kind of press of the shoulder blades down, okay? Read your book. Elbows bent, palms facing in, fingers relaxed. This can be very minimal movement. Please listen to the signals of your upper back, neck, and shoulders. Soft knees. Inhale, reach overhead, follow your hands with your eyes. Exhale, open the hands, pull the shoulder blades and elbows back and down. Inhale, sweep the arms forward like you're doing a dive as the upper back pulls back. Exhaling, come through a soft goalpost shape back to reading your book. Now we're going to take a quarter turn. Depends what day you're doing this. If it's an odd numbered day, turn to the left. If it's an even numbered day, please turn to the right. That's how over time we keep things even. That's my weird little trick. Look at your book. Inhaling, reach up, look up. Exhaling, this time as you pull the shoulder blades down and back, if you'd like, you can tuck your chin in a little to your chest, lengthen the back of the neck. Inhaling, little bend in the knees, big dive with the hands, pull back with the upper back. Exhaling through a soft goalpost shape back to reading the paper. One more counter turn, or quarter turn rather, will bring you back to facing your chair once more through the movement. Inhaling, reaching up. Remember, now you're at your own pace because you know what you're doing. Shoulder blades back and down, tuck the chin. Inhale into the dive, hands glide forward, upper back pulls back. Exhaling, back to the book shape. Now step a little bit in closer to your chair seat. On your inhale, reach up, and this time sweep the arms out in a big swan dive and bow towards your chair, just as far as is comfortable for your back. As you inhale, lift the chest and stretch the spine forward. And now on the exhale, we're stepping back, big steps back. This is downward facing dog at the chair. The hips are pulling back. The arms are stretching forward. So I have my hands on either side of the chair seat, like my ring and pinky finger are wrapped around it. We're looking for the head just floating in line with the spine. Make sure the knees are not locked. And we're looking for length, like the spine is telescoping out long. Please step one foot forward and then the other. Bend your knees. On an inhale, sweep the arms out and up overhead. On an exhale, lower your hands. Guide them in front of your face and then in front of your heart. Relax your arms to your side. Do some little rolls of the shoulders. Shake out your hands. Pause. Feel the way your life force is pulsing in your body. That's the hope with these flowing practices is they kind of dislodge the places that life force energy might feel stuck. Please return to your seated position. Closing with 3 rounds of Chakravakasana. Hands on the thighs, pulling back with the hands, elbows, shoulder blades. Exhaling, round down. Inhaling, rising up. Noticing anyway this movement has changed now that you're warmed up a bit. And on this last one, let's stay down for a moment. So come into the forward fold position. Let your neck relax. And let your back open up. Now, if it's easiest for you to come up the way we have been with a relatively extended spine, come up the way we have been. If it's okay for you to round up, then think of rounding up through the low, mid, upper back. Slide the hands until the shoulders come into position. Bring the head back on. Feel the position of your feet, your sitting bones, your rib cage, your head. Bring one hand onto your chest, one hand onto your belly. Turn the eyes of your hands back toward the spine and feel now the movement of your breath. Short, sweet sun salute is complete. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you can make this your own and get your own benefits from it, and that the practice becomes a good friend to you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.